fashion, us girls, we like our choices. We may feel like wearing a certain sweater on a certain day, for instance, or we may feel like wearing another sweater. Maybe we have an inkling for a hat. This hat, or this hat. So I bet that's what Mattel was thinking when they presented in the late 1970s Pretty Changes Barbie. I am a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world, and this is one of my Barbies from when I was a kid. This is Pretty Changes Barbie, and you can see she's in pretty good shape. She was taken care of a little bit better than some of my other Barbies, and I have not opened this bag in decades. I think that she is complete. I see earrings even, and a necklace. I'm hoping I'm going to see a ring in there too, because I just see a post right, or a hole there right for a post. But we'll find out. We're going to discover together if I have all the pieces and parts for my Pretty Changes Barbie, which certainly, as I mentioned, was designed for little girls who like to accessorize, because there's lots of different looks that you can create with Pretty Changes Barbie. And, you know, as research for this episode, because I had not laid eyes on this thing in so many years, I went online and I saw that Mattel has a Barbie website, of course, Barbie.Mattel.com, but that they have a place on that site with historical information. So I was able to look at the page for Pretty Changes Barbie, which came out in 1979, I learned, and found the listing of all of the things that come with the doll, all of the accessories, and a little bit of history of the doll. The fact that there were two different versions. One version had the satin jumpsuit, like I have, the yellow satin jumpsuit. Another version had a nylon jumpsuit and a bottle of perfume. I don't remember seeing that one out at the time when I was a kid, but that's the second version. And I'm going to show you the pictures that I saw on the Barbie website, a couple pictures of those two variations from Barbie.Mattel.com, you'll see at the end of this video. So let's open this girl and let's discover what she's all about. Oh, she's so lovely. Now, in talking about how Barbies have evolved over the years, I think I've alluded to this in a couple other videos that I've done. In the Terrific TV Toys series, you'll see a couple videos on the Dynasty Barbies and their body molds and all that, a little bit of commentary, because in the history of that, the bent arms like this didn't come around until the 1970s, I believe, when they started changing the mold a little bit. Like I have a Malibu Barbie, for instance, that's earlier in the 1970s that you'll probably see in a future episode of Terrific Non-TV Toys, that has the straight arms and very much a traditional Barbie mold. But this was a little bit of an update with her bent arms. Sometimes she would have one bent arm and one that wasn't bent, but yeah. And she's got kind of fair pinkish skin, not really, well, is it a tan? I don't know, not really the tan body mold for that either. Look at her earrings. Those are little posts. Again, I have not handled this doll in so many years, but you can see how the posts are configured. And it's actually a separate piece, believe it or not. That post, you can, to further the variety in the looks here, you can actually take that hoop off and just have the post as a stud earring, which is a little rose. Love that detail. Love that. So we'll put that back in her ear. And then she's got her necklace that is certainly removable. It's got like a little post that goes into a hole there. I'm not going to fiddle with it at the moment. I'm always afraid of breaking these things, even though I was a kid, you know, playing with this, but this was a little bit further along in my kidhood, so I took a little bit better care of my stuff. I wasn't like some 4-year-old running around mangling her, tearing her apart, chewing on her, you know, all of that. Okay, so we'll begin with this little shrug that is part of her accessories. We'll show you what that looks like if we take the shrug off. It's just a veiling material in yellow and white with some elastic. I I love her shoes too. I always loved her shoes when I was a kid. Look at those. They're like high heel Mary Janes. And those also have a little, they're not just slip-on, I'll note, like a lot of Barbie shoes, slip-on pumps or whatever. They have a little post there that fits into the flexible hose. Not the best for close-up demonstration like this, but okay, great, I got it. Perfect condition for those. Let me take a moment to just comment on the satin jumpsuit. I'm so glad I got the version with the satin jumpsuit rather than nylon. I was a big fan of satin back in the 1970s, and it was popular in the 1970s in the disco era. And you'll see that reflected in quite a few dolls of that era, and notably, an earlier episode of my terrific TV Toys series, you'll see my Cher dolls, Cher doll, singular. And she had a couple outfits that were satin. She had a pair of yellow satin bell-bottoms, and she had a pair of blue satin bell-bottoms, and I loved that. And then also, probably in a future episode, you'll see a doll that I have downstairs from the 1970s too called Darcy, and she has some downright disco outfits with some satin in them too. So satin was big in the 1970s, and as a kid I remember wanting one of those satin jackets. You remember those zip-up jackets that maybe had like a stripe on the cuff and maybe a stripe around the neck, and they were just like blue satin or red satin or whatever. I always wanted one of those. Anyways, let's turn her over. She's got her copyright Mattel ink. It says 1966, I want to say, for this mold. Maybe for the torso part of it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that third digit is a 6. Not sure if it's 66 or 68. I'm guessing 66. And then the Philippines. And let's see if she's got anything under her head. No, she does not. Unique hairstyle for Pretty Changes Barbie with this needs to be combed, definitely, this blonde hair with a little bit of a wave or a curl in it, but short. Not the long Barbie hair. But we're going to see what we have in this bag to maybe change that. Okay, let's take out this accessory. This can be a cape, because, you know, you always need a good cape to wear somewhere. Or, I think more often, it was worn around her waist. And I think even in the box, when I show you those images from the Barbie website, it'll show that she came with this around her waist. So kind of like a skirt overlay type thing to accessorize with. Satin ribbon on that. And not elastic, just in place, gathered together in the same material as that shrug. And then also in that material, I'm seeing right now through the bag, this slang. Well, let's see, what can we do with this? We could put this around her waist. So cute. Like so. Like thus and so. Around her waist in some manner, and then probably around her neck or something like that. And you could put that, I imagine, some way in her hair as a headpiece. So there's that, matching in that same veil fabric. We've got a hat. Okay, this hat with veil material, crisscross veil material, and that'll just go right on ahead. This hair is really needs to be combed. So yeah, very cute look. Could tie that in a bow too. All right, another hat. I see a barrette here, and that is intact. So a barrette for her hair, maybe to hold back that uncombed part in some way. Great, love that. Oh, another necklace! Wow, okay. I'm assuming that came with this doll. It had to have, but it looks so much like the necklace from another kind of Barbie doll. It's got a little fake diamond there. Well, it would be a huge fake diamond on a Barbie. And that has just got a hook clasp, you can see at the top. So another jewelry accessory. This yellow rose evidently fell off something. I'm guessing the hat, if I remember right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, we'll throw that aside. You know, that looks suspiciously like it maybe even originally came in the box, that little bag. All right, let's get into the hair. She's got extensions. How much do you love that? Okay, it's got like a, it's going to be awfully awkward. You know what? I'm going to reach for that brush. She did come with a brush and a little piece of ancient tape there. Okay, we'll try to save her hair a little bit just so we can get Pretty Changes Barbie looking her best. I think it was, oh gosh, it's terrible, the front part. Trying to picture, I don't want to part it because it wasn't parted, it was just kind of evenly wavy all around, and I just can't accomplish that in the limited time that we have here, so I'm gonna be sort of mod unkempt and terrible. But this extension has a little bit different color of blonde, like 2 different shades of blonde, almost like it's like a reddish blonde, but with golden highlights. And the idea would be to put that around in some way without it looking like massively fake hair on the poor girl. But we will, brush, we will approximate the idea. Oh, this is so fun, being a little girl again. It needs a little sprucing up, this wig slash extension, in decent shape. It would look better with a little bit of TLC. Okay, so that's blonde, but look at this. We've also got, again, I think that has to be like an original bag. Look at the yellow piece of tape there. This one appears to be in better shape, and this one has bangs. Oh, I remember that. This one has bangs in the front. So Barbie can try out being a brunette when she feels like it. This one I obviously did not put on her very many times. Still feels like it's just always been in the plastic bag. But I love the bang thing. So maybe that's why her hair is so smashed down on the front, is me trying to put these wigs on. With a little bit more time and effort, you can see how it works. Time and effort putting her little blonde hair, tucking that in. That's a little better. Okay. Alrighty then. She's a bit of a brunette today. And you have to come back here and straighten this out so you can't see her real hair underneath. Okay. Take that off. I don't see the ring here. I'm thinking I lost the ring, but the ring would have been just a tiny little post. In fact, gosh, you could demonstrate taking off one of the hoops. Probably, if I remember correctly, was the same kind of idea as that. I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but that would have been the smallest piece to come with this Barbie, so I am not a bit surprised that it is lost. Right. Now, we're not quite done yet, because also in this bag, I have the stand. There was another Barbie out at about the same time that was 18 inches high, called Supersized Barbie, and she came with this same kind of stand, because she was a superstar. And I think, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the same time, there also was the Barbie, probably before this one, in the pink gown, the pink satiny gown that had that same kind of star stand, because they called her Superstar Barbie. Am I remembering that right? And she kind of kicked off that trend, and then this one had the star stand, and the supersized Barbie had the star stand. I do have the supersized Barbie downstairs with a few of her outfits, so I'll have to share that at a future episode. So stand works really well. Love that. Mattel. And again with the 1960. Maybe they're putting like one of the original copyright dates for Barbie herself on these things, because this star stand, I'm willing to bet, was not around in the 1960s. I almost want to say 1950, 1960 something, 66. And the body mold was so much different. So who knows how this works with the copyright dates. Okay, and a very special item for last in here. Look at that. Is that not precious? The actual catalog that came with her, and I do see a date here, Mattel Inc. 1978, and again, like I mentioned, she was released in 1979 according to the Mattel website. Look at this! I love this! I have this outfit downstairs, the jogging outfit with Barbie on the shirt. I think I have several others. I remember looking at this friggin' catalog. Oh, I have that one. I have that work dress with the bow at the top, like she's working in an office. I have several of these downstairs. Oh, my friggin' word. I love this. This is like stepping back in time. And I look at this now and I see how they copied, like they use that same fabric, that same material for multiple outfits for multiple dolls. Like you might see Skipper with an outfit from that same material, but fitted for that size of doll, which was more 8-inch than the 11 1/4, 11 1/2. That same fabric copied to other fashions. Oh my word! That is so cool. Okay, Superstar. Oh, this is going to answer my questions. I'm telling you, I have not opened this bag in so many years. There's the Superstar Barbie, and there was a Superstar Ken, this says. Superstar Barbie, Superstar Ken. There she was with the pink, hot pink satin gown and the little boa that went with it. And Superstar outfits you could buy separately. Ken Get Ups and Go fashion photo Barbie doll with real fashion modeling action. Some of those I barely remember. And then Get Ups and Go fashions. Beautiful. I remember just staring at these catalogs and wanting these fashions when I was a kid. Oh, it's amazing. And there's the Skipper doll. I do have her downstairs with several of these outfits. That one, that one, that one, and a few others. This is what I was talking about the same fabric they copied from the Barbie fashions. Oh, my word. And they all have numbers. You see that? 2307, 9746, and etc. This is wonderful. I'm so glad I saved this, probably because I stared at it so much I couldn't bear to throw it out. All right, she is so lovely, even pretty, we'll say. Pretty changes Barbie, another slice of my childhood in her beautiful satin jumpsuit, all ready to go to the disco. All right, thanks for watching once again, and here's those photos from the Barbie website of the two variations, so stay tuned for future episodes. Bye for now.